live stream, it's starting soon. The live stream, it's starting soon. It's not good. This is very serious. Sorry about the silly intro. The live stream is not starting soon. This is a stream that happened back in December, and the implications of said stream are dark. This is a serious video. I'm gonna try my best not to have the empathy problem, all right? I've talked about influencers who have turned into killers before on my channel. There's the guy, Elliot, that you're not even allowed to talk about or put in thumbnails, etc. There's the TikTok guy.
I've been looking for you. A letter from y'all Ulfric. Very impressive. Now, where did I put it? Ah, there it is. Well, that's all I've got. Take care. Sorry, need something?
The dude who did the Skyrim impressions. Very impressive content he made, but also happened to be a murderer. Not good. In those two cases that I've talked about before, the influencers just happen to be murderers. In today's case, that happened extremely recently, the guy we're talking about was a streamer, and he didn't just also happen to be a murderer, he used his stream as a way to prevent himself from being implicated in the crime that he committed. Now, it didn't work, fortunately. The guy is a real-life Scooby-Doo villain. Nick. So if you don't like stuff like this, then feel free to tune out, whatever. I'm gonna do my best to maintain as much respect as I possibly can. I'm making this video out of my own morbid curiosity, and I would like to relay a story that I found extremely interesting and was extremely morbidly curious to learn more about. We all partake in social media. If you're watching my video right now, you partake in social media. There's a lot of good that comes out of it, and there's equally as much brain rot, all right? There's equally as much stuff that just serves no purpose, except for to maybe make a couple specific people rich, like scammers, hackers, blackmailers, etc. Social media and the internet are great, but there's also massive opportunities for evil people to abuse people who are not evil. Victimization. There's people who do great things like Mr. Beast, who's turning into Jesus Christ, reincumbent. And then there's this guy, the root of all evil. This YouTuber, streamer, whatever you want to call him, his name is Stephen McCullough. He's an Irishman. He has 36,000 subscribers. His channel is somehow still up, and he's on trial for murder right now. The murder happened back in December, and until recently, it's gone relatively under the radar. You probably saw Critical's video on it. I didn't watch his video, but I saw that he put him in his thumbnail. I'm sure there's a bunch of other content created around this as well, because it's a fascinating and horrible, unimaginably evil thing. And when I say fascinating, I don't mean it with a positive connotation. I mean, this is like, the true crime is popular. It's ridiculous. Trying to wrap my head around this guy and who he was and why he did the things he did is what makes me want to make this video, because I just don't understand. I'd like to learn more. The dude's name is Steven. His channel is called Vote Saxon 07, which is a very bizarre name for a YouTube channel. His YouTube handle is like a wasp thing, right? Wasp thing? I don't really use that term wasp all that much. The guy looks very suspicious just off the bat. I mean, there's something obviously going on with him. That's a terrible jacket. I hate it. And he also is an adult man that has a toy channel, which isn't terrible and always bad. You can be an adult and be interested in toys.
Plus, we get our brand new next incarnation of the Time Lord in the 14th Doctor.
But the guy, his about section on his channel is also very strange. Welcome along to a channel run by a massive man-child and his special friends who should really know better by now, but don't. In reality, we celebrate toys, collectibles, memorabilia, sarcasm, and all things nerd. And throw us $1 on Patreon if you like what we do. Cheers. He's a man-child, and he mentions sarcasm as an immediate personality trait. Not a mature human being. And he also says that his friends should know better, but don't. What does that even mean, bro? Like, that is very suspicious. Another little weird tidbit is that this guy Steven was on Robot Wars back in 2017.
After all these years of trying, we've finally gotten ourselves on TV. So we're going to be appearing on the BBC, of all channels, and we're going to be on Robot Wars.
Robot Wars, if you don't know, some whack-ass show. That's so dumb. So like I mentioned, the influencers turned murderers before. This guy wasn't just a influencer and a murderer. He actually used his content to try and give himself an alibi at the time of the murder to prevent himself from being implicated in the crime, which is, as far as I'm aware, a completely new thing. People are now using pre-recorded live streams and a plethora of other really crazy excuses that you'll see here in a minute to try and actually get out of murder. So the story begins as such. A week before Christmas, he went live on his YouTube channel with an early Christmas gift to his subscribers. He got it all set up with Christmas themes. He was going to be playing GTA Vice City. Great stuff, great game. So far, I like this guy. I don't like him at all. I hate him so much. Now, knowing all this is just a regular seeming live stream, How does a live stream become an alibi for a murder? What does that even mean? Well, clearly he's live, right? He can't be murdering someone if he's live at his house on Christmas with an early Christmas present to his subscribers. I mean, look at the Christmas theme. The guy is obviously live right now at this moment. And this is where true evil shows itself. So on the night of December 18th, a week before Christmas, while Steven was live streaming, he murdered his partner, Natalie, by stabbing her. And she was also 15 weeks pregnant, which makes the whole thing just that much worse and that much more tragic. It happened while he was live. And horribly enough, the title of his YouTube live stream was called The Violent Night Christmas, a bizarrely fortuitous name in which a murder would transpire. Horrible. The day after she was murdered, Steven was the one to discover her body, right? That was his story. He was live streaming. He didn't know. He discovered her body, discovered that she was murdered. Steven was initially brought in under suspicion for murder because he found her. That usually happens. But he was released when it was revealed that during the time of the murder, he was live streaming. Oh my God, it worked. Steven, you're an asshole. Genius, man. After he was released, he was even interacting with Natalie's family, mourning with them, even though he had only met them on 2 occasions before the murder. The guy was just a mourning partner sharing in the grief with the lost one's family. Shortly after he was released as well, he stopped cooperating with the investigation. Massive red flag because he's a key witness. He was the person who found the body. He refused to answer questions on the crime scene details. He would constantly ask the family progress of the investigation. Did they find the murderer yet? Did they find the murderer yet? No, they haven't. It reminds me of that clip of the guy who's being interviewed on the news and they tell him that they found the body while he's on the news and he just goes like...
The parking lot area, I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you heard, had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's why we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
He looks funny. That guy looks funny. He looks like a murderer. This guy looks also like a murderer, unfortunately. During the investigation, he was still posting on his YouTube channel. He even released a Doctor Who figure set review. Great content, man. Post on his community tab. The guy is really engaging with his fans. Impressive stuff. He even posted this. 2022 was the worst year of my life. You will never know the levels of suffering, loss, and cruelty I was subjected to. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. This year has turned my soul apart and I don't know if I can ever be fixed. It feels permanent. I'm not okay and I don't think I will ever fully be myself again. Nothing can help me. I've just lost too much. But I'm still here. Stares moodily off into the, whatever that is, the shanty town, wherever he is. That is crazy. This is a crazy post. I mean, we know he's a murderer already, but this is like another level. Guys, I'm not a murderer. I'm a victim of great cruelty. Stares off into shanty town. Dude, what? He actually posted this. He's building the story, right? He's adding plot armor to himself. I can't be the murderer. I'm sad. Shortly after this weird, moody, thirst trap, bizarro psychopath thing, a bit of evidence of his deception began to show and seep through the seams. CCTV footage would emerge of Steven getting onto a bus to go to where Natalie's home is, and then later getting a taxi to go back home, which is, that's pretty good evidence right there that you were not actually live streaming, you liar. After this, Steven's magic alibi of being live and playing GTA Vice City would be looked into with further scrutiny, and after a technical analysis, it was revealed that the stream was pre-recorded. Oh, what a twist, shit! We have the VOD of the live stream, and there is so many red flags that jump out. This is sick to watch back. I mean, even the comments show, guys, this is crazy. Throughout the whole stream, he's just mentioning that he can't read chat to some random technical issues.
I need to get my anxiety about whether or not the stream will crash just out of the way, otherwise it'll affect the whole bloody thing. But yes, if you have questions, comments, opinions, anything like that, tough.
Oh, wow. How convenient. Reading chat is like the whole point of streaming. You might as well just not. It's like, why would you even stream or keep your stream going if you can't even read chat? To make things weirder, he says in the live that he could check the stream chat on his phone, but he didn't want to do that because he just hates when streamers respond to the comments, man.
I could use my phone to dip in every now and again and check it, but I've decided that I kind of hate live streams where people just sit and read comments and go, "Oh my God, yes, ask me questions."
Another little interesting thing is that he hadn't even streamed for over a year. But coincidentally, he decided to go live the night of his partner's murder. He's leaving a breadcrumb trail. The dude is the Hansel and Gretel of murderers. When he was asked and then pressed about all of these inconsistencies, he admitted that he wasn't actually live, but he had been home. He was just drinking. So another alibi, one that's way more common and way easier to disprove. God. He can't use his YouTube stream as an alibi anymore. Now he just has to use his blatant alcohol abuse. And it turns out during the visits with Natalie's family, he planted a phone in their home, which recorded some of their conversations to see if he was being suspected by the police or the family in the involvement of the murder. So he was like that paranoid. The guy is a psycho, truly. I mean, psychopaths murder. It's just how it is. After all the evidence compounded against him, like you guys can see, it's fairly obvious he was arrested again for suspicion of murder of Natalie. He was clearly and is still clearly a sick, demented, evil person, and he was denied bail at the time, which is perfect. I mean, that's great, because somehow some people still get away with shit like that. And it's unbelievable. I think that happens more so in America, though. We have an interesting justice system. I don't know anything about Ireland's justice system. And that's basically where we are now. He's being held on trial for the murder of his partner, Natalie, which is an absolutely horrible story. Something that's so unique for the modern day. I mean, this is just probably the first time this has ever happened. And this isn't even the first time that he had committed some sort of harmful act to a partner. He assaulted a girlfriend before in 2019. He struck them in the face, but he claimed there was justifications for his actions, which is so whack, man. Come on, dude. In fact, it's even wackier because when he was initially picked up for suspicion of murder of Natalie, the public prosecution service described him as a dangerous person because of this past incident, but he was released because his alibi was so sound. I'm surprised mainly by all of this that it has gone uncovered for so long. I would hate for this to become a regular thing for people to use content as a way to cover up crimes or murders. I'm sure it's not the first time. I mean, if this guy, he got away with it for a couple days. He's going to be appearing on court on the 24th of February, and we're still waiting on final charges. He's hopefully going to be punished to the fullest extent of the law. Stop running around. This is serious. All in all, this is a terrible situation, and yeah, don't murder. All right.